It's time for Tubi Tuesday. You're gonna die! We're gonna die! It didn't work the way I thought it was going to. Give me a minute, please. Ow. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right. So, for Tubi Tuesday this week, I'm taking a look at the 2015 metal horror comedy film, Deathgasm. Now, I'm not like a metalhead. I do like some metal music in it. I count AC/DC as metal, right? Metallica, Megadeth, stuff like that. So, yeah. But I wouldn't call myself metalhead. I'm not, getting tattoos, growing my hair long, and doing face paint stuff. But, yeah. So the story here in this movie is Brody is moving in with his aunt and uncle who are churchgoers, and he's a metalhead. This takes place entirely in New Zealand. Grey Point Museum or something like that. New Zealand. Takes place entirely in New Zealand, and so if you do like movies where all the characters have accents, this is not for you. I've seen a lot of different things in different places. I'm used to it. And New Zealand is easier to understand than Australian for some reason. I don't know why, but it is. They're both not hard to understand, I'm just saying. This movie stars Milo Cawthorn in the role of Brody. Milo Cawthorn I know as Ziggy from Power Rangers RPM. And it's weird also because the love interest, Medina, was also a Power Ranger, sort of. She was the older sister of the Red Ranger Jaden in Power Rangers Samurai. And she was actually the official real Red Ranger, but didn't actually do shit in that one. Her name was Lauren Sheba in that one, but yeah, she's part of this too. And then, so Brody is new. His aunt and uncle don't like the way he acts or dresses or anything. Apparently, if you like metal, then you're a devil worshiper, which that's not necessarily the case, I'm just saying. But, yeah, so he meets some new friends, Giles and the other guy, I forget his name. They're playing D&D, and then he meets Zach with two Ks, Z-A-K-K. Zach is a douchebag. He's put out like he's this cool guy, but he's a douche. I don't know. It's he when around the time they meet, he's making napalm. Later, when Medina goes to talk to him, he's siphoning gas from an ambulance while smoking. And later, when Brody's being attacked by a zombie, he comes out drinking a beer. And is like, oh shit! And then finishes the beer before smashing over the zombie's head or zombie thing. The zombie demon creatures in this are like deadites, sort of. They talk, they do weird things. The editing is very much Evil Dead. If this movie had Bruce Campbell, I think it would be the best Evil Dead movie out there. Can you imagine they're out there yelling with a New Zealand accent? He goes in, all right, let's kick some ass and stop talking funny. Like, why don't you stop talking funny so we can kick some ass? What do you mean? This is how we talk here. I don't. Yeah. They go. Zach takes him to this supposedly abandoned house where there's a rock star, a metal rock star there who has a record, which they take, and they Zach wants to take it, but like. One of Alon, one of his agents, shows up, and the guy is killed. And so they take the record, but it's a Rick Astley record. So yes, they got Rickrolled, but inside the Rick Astley record, they find the Black Hymn. And so when they play the Black Hymn, it unleashes demons, which are more like zombified versions of their people they know, upon the world. I don't know how much of a hymn it is when no one is singing, but it's instrumental. They play it, and it starts to work, but Brody gets a little scared. And then once you realize what it is, and that he can bring wealth and power, he plays it again, all the way through, unleashing this. Like, if you didn't think this was like Evil Dead before, like, when the shit starts happening, they just start puking up blood. But yeah, I want to point out there's very good gore, except for a couple of shots where they use digital effects that don't work. And there's, tits in this. But the tit shots, we get I think 2 tit shots in this that are technically unnecessary, because one is in a fantasy sequence where you have Brody on a hill with the rock, and then Medina's underneath, and he's like, boom, and her top pops off, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but it's necessary. And then later, when Alon shows up, he wants the demon to go inside him, but his assistant kills him and says it's going to go inside her. So when it's time for it to happen, she just rips off her top, so her tits are out. Like, not that I don't mind seeing a pair of tits, but were they necessary to be out for this to happen? Like, I mean, think about it. If it succeeded, which it does, but if it succeeded, like, this demon would be running around. It would be a top, like, because it changes the head, but would it be a demon head with tits? I don't know. Really weird. Yeah, so Medina is currently dating Brody's cousin, but that isn't going to work out because Brody's cousin is a douche. Honestly, I feel like his fate in this is a little unjustified, because like later when Brody and Zach are hiding away, he comes walking in and Brody just cuts his head off, and he's like, and Zach's like, I don't think he was infected. I don't think he was a demon. Yeah, he said Hail Satan, and most people are like, yeah, he deserves to die, but like, I don't know. I kind of wanted a redemption thing for him, but I was confused too, because earlier, Alon, or the fuck his name is, and the people, his evil people, were talking to one of the demon zombie things, and I thought it was Terry, but it wasn't. It was his friend. You can't tell without makeup on, I guess. But let's talk about Zach. Zach is the worst. When I say a douche, I mean a douche. So first of all, when he siphoned, I mentioned he was making napalm and he's siphoning the gas. She shows up. Medina shows up, tells him to give Brody a note, and he doesn't. It's a note. She says not to read it. He does, and then it's a note telling Brody to meet her at some place at night. Zach shows up and says, "Well, I told Brody." He says he's not interested, which I'm sorry, but she should have called his bullshit. He's been ogling her since they first met. He's obviously interested. Fucking Ray Charles could see that. Or who's the blind person that's alive? Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder could see that. Like, man, I can see that and I'm Stevie Wonder. You know? I'm just saying. But that's not all. He makes out with her with being implied that they hooked up. Because Brody, they have ice cream together earlier in the film while Brody is wearing the face paint stuff. And then he gives her some metal CDs to listen to, and they do the thing where she listens to it. And it's really weird because when she does it, there's two women underneath her, and I'm thinking, oh, they say she's a lesbian, but no, she hooks up with Brody later, but I don't know. Yeah, so it's implied that they hooked up because later, like, it's sort of confirmed. She just kind of puts her head down when he asks. But, yeah, it does come out later because he's like, "What, did you two hook up?" And she's like, "You son of a bitch." And, yeah, so it's no surprise when the demon king, the blind one, takes over Zach's body. It was going to be the assistant lady. Zach kills the assistant lady, and it takes over Zach's body. And Brody has to play the black hymn, but he doesn't. And he plays another riff from his heart, and it somehow works, I guess. And then he's forced to kill Zach, which should be easy, but they play it like they're friends at the end, and yeah. We get this epic title card revealing it's 2 months later, and now all of a sudden Medina is like all metaled out. She has her hair, she's like, what do you call it, the stripes in her hair, and she's dressing all metal, and she's smoking, and it's okay. That was fast. We're only 2 months or 2 weeks, whatever it was at the end. But it ends with him being implied that Zach is somehow in a record, and there's like I guess there's a mid to post credit scene with her riffing off names. Like I said, the gore in this is pretty cool. There's like a chainsaw thing. There's comedy in here too. There's a gag where Brody's trying to start the chainsaw and he can't get it to work at first, but you're sitting there going, there's a bunch of other stuff he can use, but he was trying to start the chainsaw. You guys, I love this movie. I enjoyed it immensely, but I'm still on the fence of when I want to do it. Is it completely perfect? I didn't like the whole Zach thing, but I think you're supposed to hate it. Say him. So, this is a movie this is one of those that I got done, and I immediately went to eBay and put it in my cart, and I'm going to try to buy it once I get my paycheck monies. So, yeah, I gotta say then, when it comes to Deathgasm, it goes, use the bottle, to the moon. I love this movie, man. It was fantastic. Can't wait. It's on Tubi if you want to watch it, so for that, but of course, because I watched this, it's Tubi Tuesday. What am I saying? Of course, you know it's on Tubi. Duh. But, so what are your thoughts on Deathgasm? Link in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.